in America, in the Bible, excuse me, the Bible speaks of. All right, we're here to prophesy to tell you, our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that you are the children of Israel, the Lord's chosen people, the Creator, whose name is Yahweh, the Son is YAHAWASHI, who the Word, and we call Jesus Christ. We're here to prophesy and tell you that America is on its way out. America is on its way to going completely and not existing. We're about to get the hell up out of here. This is a captivity that we're still in. You know what I'm saying? Contrary to belief and what people think, just because it's not so quote unquote in chains and all that, you know what I'm saying? This still is this is a land of our captivity, as us with ancient Egypt in the time of Moses. And right now we're in a time where we're about to come into another Exodus, where we're going to be delivered up out of another captivity, another Egypt. No, Revelation 11 and was that 11 and 8, 11 and 9? Talk about spiritually Sodom and Egypt. That's America. But let's talk about what's going on right now presently. You know what I'm saying? And news today, you know, you have the whole trending things. What the tariffs and the war. That's the trending topic of what's going on in the world right now. And we go into the tariffs. They talk about in the summertime that they saying the shelves are going to be empty. You had the whole thing with the CEOs. CEOs of the companies. I know Walmart, Amazon, and Lowe's, Home Depot. I know the CEOs of those companies, they met up with Trump like a week or two ago and we're talking about the tariffs and how eventually it's gonna fuck shit up and to where the shelves are gonna be empty. And that's actually spoken about in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? And what's that gonna be? What's that gonna consist of? A famine, shortages, you know, assessment of goods, food. You know what I'm saying? Because right now they're saying that over there in the West Coast, I don't know if it hit over here yet, but they're saying over in the West Coast that the shit where the shit comes in from overseas, they're saying it's bad right now, man. And you got people that's doing TikToks going throughout these grocery stores and saying that how the shelves are looking real dire, because when you go, I don't know if you know, bro, when you go to the grocery store, you know when they say top shelf, overstock, right? So they're saying that a lot of, the one chick, she posted that when you go to the grocery store and at the top of the shelf is like empty, that means that there's no overstock, which means that could also mean it could be a shortage coming or a shortage already happening. You know what I'm saying? But this is all things that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai prophet told us to prophesy about. This was already in his story. This is already mapped out by Yahweh himself, the Heavenly Father, the Creator. And that's what people don't understand, that it's the Lord bringing the plagues upon this place. It's the Lord that's having these things take place, man. It's the Lord that's having Trump move the way he's moving. Matter of fact, give me real quick. Give me prop. Oh, good again.
Second Ezra 15 and 8. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness.
Hold up. Beautiful. The Lord said that I will hold my tongue no more concerning their wickedness, man. And what does that entail? That's judgment, man. And that's what you see going throughout the whole four corners of earth, especially here in America, man. Hey, man, the brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know your worldly thing is the World Star. I just seen on World Star, was it World Star? It was one of them joints. It was they were talking about how like I think it was World Star. They were talking about like how the younger people right now are like unhappiest they've ever been, like compared to younger people back in the day. And look at the world they're living in. This is a stressful ass world, but the Lord said, I will hold my tongue no more concerning their wickedness, man, which means what? The Lord's not going to be allowing all this bullshit to slide and then there won't be no recompense after it. Continue.
All right. Which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things.
Which they profanely commit, man. That's starting with our people too, man. Not alone the whole world, but starting with the Israelites, man. They're profanely what? It said profanely what? Committed?
Profanely commit, neither will I suffer.
Yeah, committing wickedness, man. Because the Lord said, I will hold my tongue no more concerning your wickedness. Israel has been under the drunkenness under Esau and these other nations, to where now they moving like Esau and these other nations. And that's why the Lord is bringing judgment upon this place, upon Israel and the other nations, the earth. And we go into, when the brother going to read it, when you go into 2 Ezra 6 chapter, he talks about visiting the earth which you have made, or visiting this world. And this world is fading away. I don't know if you remember hearing about they say that the average empire lasts 250 years.
Right.
Yeah.
I brought that out a while back.
Yeah. So America right now is at 249. So in 2026, 1776 to 2026 is going to be 250 years. Now, we're not saying that 2026 is going to be, we hope it's this year.
Yeah, we hope it's this year.
You know what I'm saying? But like, if next year is the average place where empire lasts, where are we really at right now in prophecy? You see the MOTB getting closer. You see the nuclear war getting closer. So we are close. And Lord willing, it is this year or next year. Because 2025, we still got a few months. Right. But, we got to be realistic and logical, because they still have to bring out the MOTB, and that's getting close. You want to say something?
Yeah. And then you got to understand too, they have to transition into that new world order, and then order out of chaos. So they're going to have to implement some type of EMP attack or some type of martial law. Something's going to happen to where that transition is going to have to come in, because now it's going to be what is it? We need help. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everything's in chaos, whatever. So that, they're going to provide the solution with the chaos. So people are going to be asking, hey, listen, so much war, everybody's killing each other. There's no food. There's lack of this and lack of that. You know what I mean? Especially with these fucking containments that's coming from overseas. Especially, China just stopped everything. They stopped everything from coming in. So now there's going to be a shortage of shit. The shelves in these stores are going to be empty.
They stopped it all the way?
Well, yeah. I mean, from they said stopped it all the way. So the effects should start coming into at the end of May into June.
I did get, my bad. I did hear something about, I don't know if China stopped. I know they didn't stop dealing, but with America, I know they said that
they're slowing production.
Yeah, I know they said that from there to here when it was regular, it takes 3 weeks. Okay. So I don't know if I didn't hear that they stopped completely because with the terrorists, but it's getting to that point that they're talking about, they're threatening doing it, because I did hear that China is doing something to where it said that how they're going to combat the terrorists, man. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But that's going to show with this prophecy.
Right.
The nations are at war with each other. That's nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. That's America against China. That's a nation. That's Esau and Moab against each other right now. And you got Esau against Elam. You got Esau against Ishmael. The Lord said it should be wars and rumors of wars. That's what you see happening right now. And it's going to continue to fester and get worse and worse. Right. Speaking of which, also, I did a video earlier. They're talking about this company called Aurora. They already got driverless semi-trucks. You seen that? Yeah, doing long haul routes. They said they tested it. They were testing it with safety drivers, and now they're doing shit without the person. So that also goes into what? That's grind and ceasing. And you already see people losing their jobs more and more. And that's gonna cause a little bit of civil unrest. That's gonna cause a little bit of uproars. And the Lord, that's also in the scriptures, uproars of the people. Continue.
In which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me.
Hey, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, man. You got brothers that's crying right now. We're crying right now. You got some brothers that did pass on to the spirit world. And their blood, they're crying out as well. In the spirit world, tell you, deliver the ones that's still here. Because the Lord said what? It should be the dead of YAHAWASHI shall rise first. So it means that's brothers that's part of the elect that's passed on. And you got the brothers that's on the earth crying and sighing for the great abomination that they're witnessing on the earth, man. Because you don't have that in the spirit world. On earth is where every wickedness is being profanely committed. What?
And the souls of the just complain continually.
The souls of the just complain continually, man. We're complaining continually right now. This is us complaining continually. You got brothers on all four corners of the earth complaining continually about the abomination that's being done on the earth, especially here in America, because that's where the bulk of Israel is at. Shit, you got every nation here in Israel, Babylon the Great. All right, continue.
Verse 10. Verse 9. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them.
I will surely avenge them, man. And that's what we're getting closer to, the Lord avenging his elect. Lord, will we be part of the elect, man? That's what we need. We need redemption, man. We need deliverance, man. This shit is trash. And this shit is so trash, and now it's becoming trash for everybody, including Edomites. And these other nations, man. Especially in America, man. But now with the whole thing with the terrorists, that's actually a plague that's going throughout the earth, man. Because now all the countries, like, Trump talked about plaguing everybody. He talked about tariffing everybody. But right now, America and China are going through the biggest trade war right now. That's the biggest trade war of the discussion right now. It's between America and China. And that's awesome. And they talk about China the next up to rule. That's not the case either. But it do look like that on a carnal sense. But Moab, you about to go down too. Because y'all fail to realize that when YAHAWASHI comes back, he's putting all you nations under his foot. With his people, Israel. You want to say something?
No, I just want to say real quick. And the MOTB is not going to come in the way about an executive order. There's going to have to be some sort of calamity. It's going to have to some type of you know, some type of discourse, or just, you know what I mean, just something's going to happen to where the world is going to have to feel it, basically. You know what I mean? As far as like MOT, the EMP attack or something like that, all the lights go out and shit like that. No water, no food. All these stores and supermarkets and shit running out of food. There's no, you know what I mean, there's no trucks making deliveries or nothing. There's gonna have to something to a high calamity is gonna have to happen.
And man,
and that's gonna bring the world to its knees, and to say, hey, listen, you know what? We'll do anything, whatever. We just want shit to get back normal and shit, and just, you know, go back to our regular lives again. You know what I mean? And then that's when the MOTB come into play, and people are gonna take it, especially a lot of our people. You know what I mean? And we've been prophesying, we've been warning our people about this shit, but our people don't take heed. They don't listen. So a lot of people are just gonna fall victim, and they're gonna be destroyed.
You got to remember too. It's gonna be a influx of things that's happening, man. Right now, they're talking about the dollar. The dollar just lost like 20% value of 20% of its value. So that's gonna be another. That's gonna be. See, it's not gonna be. They're not gonna bring it to it like straight up. What's that word? Tyrant. Like on some here the ML2B. No, they're gonna bring it to where like it's that he causeth. He causeth. So it's gonna be a cause that he's gonna bring. He's gonna bring this cause. And what's part of that? The collapsing of the dollar, the fucking all the whole tip of the terrorists. That's dividing the nations even more. That's dividing the earth. But then they're gonna have to come with something, a universal. That's why I said a universal basic income, a UBI. Job losses. Matter of fact, did you see the shit about the semis? The driverless semis.
Oh yeah.
So the what you call them niggas? Union people. Yeah, the union head person. They said that they're usually skeptical of the driverless shit because of safety reason. But the first reason they said was because of the loss of jobs. And think about this though. We talk about the trucks. If they're chopping at truck driving jobs, what do you think that's gonna happen to the people under truck drivers? That shit makes the world go round. Well, a nation go round. And then starting with the cargo ships. So if the cargo ships ain't receiving nothing, the niggas gonna need to drive trucks. Driverless trucks. So what they do have, what they gonna start bringing, what, the 3D meat? All that bullshit GMO that the Bill Gates, they said Bill Snakes bought up all the farmland. But it's gonna be a point to where they said, even Elon Musk said it's gonna be 80% of the workforce slashed. So just really imagine 80% of the workforce slashed. They're still gonna want control. They're still gonna want a certain supervision on things, and that's how they're gonna bring in the MOTB. That's how they're gonna bring in the universal basic income. They have to crash this shit. And we seen a little bit of what that entailed with the C-19 EMIC, how everything was locked down. Right.
Verse 9. And therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
All the innocent blood, man. The innocent blood of who? The just. Who the just though? The just of the Israelites, starting with the elect. So the Israelites are the so-called minority that you see today walking throughout the four corners of the earth. And the people of that seed, of the Abraham, Isaac, Jacob seed, that may look like these other nations, that may act like these other nations, but they're of the seed of Israel. That's the Lord's just nation. That's the Lord's chosen nation. That's the apple of his eye. And those are the people that are living the worst, especially here in America. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
And what's the main part they being led to the slaughter, man? Worshiping these other gods. Worshiping these other gods. Yo, I don't know if your brother seen it. I think it was the Apostle Tahara's page reposted. It was remember there's a confusion of faith, an Edomite guy. And I think they said he was in Ohio. Well, he was a leader of Ohio camp of GMS, and now he's not in GMS no more. But he was saying that a lot of people that left the truth went into other religions. How you go back to another religion? Like, remember, this the cream of the crop of this. Not even a religion thing. This to be an Israelite, to know you're Israelite, understand this truth is the most beautiful thing to have. This is the most beautiful knowledge to have. And you have people wanting to go back to something way worse.
I was about to say that zeal is still in them, but now they got the zeal of wickedness. So they're still searching. And it wasn't good enough for them.
And the scary thing is, like the brother said in one of the comments, he said, man, it's so scary that because he had the Holy Spirit taken from him. That's the scariest thing too. Why do you think David said, take not that Holy Spirit from me? Because you could easily lose it, man. And if you ever look at a pattern of brothers that fell out of the truth, They be trying to be a little too deep, or they try to be a little extra. It's always extra shit, man. When you stick to the script, stick to the scriptures, man. This is simple and plain. And here in the most simple and plain thing, look, prophecy. That's another thing too. When you go into these other doctrines, you go to even the other Israelite groups, they don't focus on prophecy. Even the apostles, when they talk shit and when they talk about these other groups and these other guys like the Nates and the Johannes and the Duke Peg, Miss Peg, when they talk about that guy, they talk about that guy, but they talk about what filtered through the scriptures and the doctrine and prophecy, how it ties to prophecy, not just to be talking shit about other men. That's what they do. They talk shit about the apostles, but you can't say that they're not bringing out prophecies, because the Lord said, it said the YAHAWASHI is the spirit of prophecy. So at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. You want to say something?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like how men that was in the truth and they knew the name and everything like that. They were out here teaching, and it goes. That scripture talks about the dog returning to his own vomit again. You know what I mean? They'll vomit of Christianity and Islam or whatever, they was in before, and they went right back to it, or they went to something even fucking more bugged out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Just fucked up, man. And that's a scare. That's why it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Because the Lord, it's up to the Lord to take that spirit from you. You can't just that's why the Lord said fear and tremble, serve him with fear and trembling. They didn't fear the Lord. And the so-called white dudes, because I guess he's an Israelite by seed, but he looked like Edomite. He said that for the whole time he was like lying and shit, like he was like having the doubts and stuff while he was pushing camp, which means that what he wasn't really foundation wasn't really strong. That's what this is about. You have to have a strong foundation, and YAHAWASHI is the foundation. So you out here, and it's just so. But that's why the Lord said what wolves in sheep's clothing, false prophets, man. You supposed to be completely confident in this, man. I mean, if you look around, look at the prophecies happening. That's how you know it's a bugged out spirit. If you like right now, as what's happening right now, 2020, what is it, May 3rd? If what's happening right now, according to prophecy, and now you want to go back to some other shit, you want to go back to Islam? Look what's happening to people that worship Islam over there in the Middle East. Where's Allah for them? Where's the saving that for them? Where's the prophecy at? But you continue that.
Verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues.
Hey, and the president of Egypt was right here, and he said, "Well, he gonna smite them." That's the day of the Lord. When the Lord said, "Well, woe unto thee that desire the day of the Lord." So what end is it for you? When the Lord comes back, he's coming back with destruction. And he's coming back to deliver as well, but he's coming back to deliver who? The just, the righteous souls. The ones that are under his son's blood, YAHAWASHI. That's who's getting delivered. That's the only people that's getting delivered. Because if you're in America, America's going to be completely annihilated. And Israel too. The land of Israel too is going to be annihilated, but that's going to be restored. America's not going to be restored. That's why it's going to be a monument. It's going to be a memorial. To where like, yo, that's where we lost ourselves as a people, man. Because even throughout the whole other captivities, we knew that we were Israelites, man. But in this captivity, we were completely discontinued from our heritage. Matter of fact, real quick, you get the you go on to Revelation was said he's the spirit of prophecy. I think that's either Revelation 19 chapter 20 chapter, because it's the spirit of prophecy, man. And that's and when you go into these guys that fall out, if they continue to push, they're not pushing prophecy. Like the whole thing with the brother posted in our group chat with the Peg was don't come to the channel, it's only for entertainment type shit. This is not a hangout. Oh, and that's another thing that white dude said, the so-called white dude said. He said that, oh yeah, these are my friends. This is not about a friends. Yes, brothers are brotherly and we're friendly with each other, but this is not about a friendship thing. This is not really about it. This is not a hangout. Because at the end of the day, what we're talking about is dead serious. It's very serious. When brothers leave here, we know the severity of this life and what we're doing right now. Okay.
Real quick. Because the brother is completely correct, but we like just clarifying, we are friends, but we're friends under YAHAWASHI. That's how we're friends.
Right.
That's the love we have for each other.
Well, because me and this brother grew up together outside of the truth as younger men. But we got closer through what? YAHAWASHI. And that's how it happens with all the brothers. Good looking on the you know what I'm saying? Because that's because we are friends, but we're friends in YAHAWASHI, and that's the best friend to be in. Right. I mean, we're talking about the first spirit that was created. And he rocking with us. That's why we gotta rock with each other even harder. Because it said because I said that the scripture said that that he that hated you, he hated me first. So if we love him, he loved us first. Yahweh, that means it was chosen from the heavens, and that's why it's like we want to continue to the end. We want to endure to the end because now we're getting closer and closer to the actual end. But you found it?
This is Revelation 19 and 10. I'm gonna start at 7 just to get the context. Revelation 19 and 7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come.
Read that again. Start that again, yo. That's it. Right.
Revelation 19 and 7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him.
Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him. Who is that? YAHAWASHI. Let us be glad. Now, granted, what's coming right now is gonna make a lot of people not glad. But why is he telling us to be glad and rejoice? Because what? It's prophecy. If you're a prophet and you've been prophesying, and if it's a part of prophecy, good or bad, if it's happening, we're supposed to rejoice and be glad in it, man. Because we're supposed to believe that YAHAWASHI will protect us through and through with any the tribulation we go through. Because he said what? Yahawashi said, I overcame the world. Go ahead.
For the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife had made herself ready.
And the wife being the elect of Israel, because ultimately the Lord compares Israel to being a woman, but the elect are the lamb, the elect are the wife right now, being brought to the marriage being a deliverance, the marriage being this truth, marriage being this knowledge, and then ultimately the actual salvation, the actual deliverance. Go ahead.
And his wife had made herself ready, and to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white.
Hey, and that's going to be when we get changed too. When the elect get changed, get those heavenly bodies, and we're going to appear like unto Yahawashi, because he's already in his heavenly glory. He's already in his heavenly vessel. But he said what? You're going to be joint heirs with Yahawashi. And that's going to be what? When he descends down to the earth. That's right. Yahawashi is coming to the earth. Right? Every earth we standing on. And he's going to be in America fucking this place up. And you're going to see him doing it. When it says that what? You shall burn in front of the Lamb and the holy angels. He's the Lamb. He's the Lamb, and his salvation, his what he did, and all his essence is the supper. Go ahead.
For the fine linen is the righteousness of saints. And he saith unto me, right, blessed are they that which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he hath said unto me, these are the true sayings of God. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am the fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy.
And that's what Yahawashi is about. So when you see these fallout guys, who are they not talking about the most? They're not talking about Yahawashi. That's why, like, you know, when it comes to that drama and all that, yes, you know, it's edification to call out the bullshit. But the most bullshit to these other groups, including these other Israelite groups, is what? They don't preach prophecy. You seen that shit doing some I think it was ISUPK. They was out here look like they were doing like some military training type shit.
I seen that.
You seen that shit?
Yeah, I seen that shit.
And I'm like, that's fine, but like why are you like recording that? That's something you don't need to record. That's something like brothers went to like the gym or like we did something like that's cool. That cause I'm not knocking that. But you're trying to you're painting a picture of, oh yeah, like this is gonna be our mentor, like we're gonna beat Esau that way.
Or, you know what I'm saying, again, with Nate was IUIC, right?
Yeah.
They're buying a lot of land, which is fine. Like, ain't nothing against that. Hey, if you could do that, you can do that. But promoting it like that's such a, like that's what's going to get us out of here. That's complete bullshit. Yeah. And again, you may not be saying that's going to get us out of here, but the way you're pushing it is making Jake comfortable.
The perpetration of you're perpetrating that this is something the direction we need to be going.
Trying to build a kingdom while we're here.
Yeah, and think about this. I got you. And you think about it like this: if you are buying land, you still got to pay tributary to Esau.
That's right.
We're getting past this. We're looking for the continuing city to come. We ain't trying to pay Esau shit. And you got there's a whole thing. I don't know what state it was in, but this dude I watch, he like into like realty. He's based in Florida, but he be doing shit throughout the whole country, like the news and shit. He was talking about how people are I think put the in our group chat with the like revolting against property taxes. Oh yeah. Because the property taxes are getting so high, and New Jersey is one of the states that their property taxes are crazy. But you want to say something?
Yeah, like I was saying, our riches is stored in the kingdom of heaven. We ain't got shit here. This is not our rest. We can't build here the way we want to build here because of Esau's stipulations and shit and all kind of taxes and fees, and you got to pay this and pay that and shit. By the time you done paying all that, you dead broke. Like we don't have nothing here.
Nope.
Esau does not allow for us to have anything here.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, they still got it written under the Constitution with 3/5 of man. That's like counting as a fucking dog or a horse or something. Like we don't have, like we're not counted as men here. You know what I mean? We're not treated as such. So they're not going to treat it as such. You know?
And that's why the Lord said this is not your rest, man. This is not our place to be getting all comfortable, especially this time. Because now Esau is getting turned up because he's at his end. We're living in Revelation 12:12 right now, where it said the devil know if he had but a short time. That's why he coming down with this cruel wrath. And that's why he focusing on Jake with the I shit, the DEI shit. You seen this shit? They said on the White House social media, they said that DEI stands for deport. Yeah,
Deport.
Deport.
Oh.
DEI says deport.
Every illegal?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's some shit like that. That they switched the acronym DEI. So that go to show what they feel about you. And it is. Remember the whole thing with Latinos for Trump. Now niggas getting deported left and right. And that go to show the fucking devil you are and the fucking lying scumbag you are, Esau. And that's why the Lord said what? He gonna put you out. But you continue. You want to
go back and make a point about them buying land, because what they're doing, they're buying land in these other countries, and they're building churches upon it. Which on the surface, that'd be cool, because you get tapping into the four corners. But all that doesn't mean shit if you don't got the name. If you're not pushing the name, if you're not pushing YAHAWASHI, what does all that shit mean? It doesn't mean anything. That's why I'm always against it. I ain't one of them brothers that like, oh, they do their thing, da da da. Fuck that, man. If you're not preaching YAHAWASHI, you're against it.
That shit is vanity.
I ain't no friend of a man that don't preach YAHAWASHI.
Yo, because that's what this is all about. Because at the end of the day, what if a fucking crazy ass storm comes in and ruins that house? What the Lord said? He dwelleth not in temples made with man's hands. Right now, we're in the temple. We're in the church. It said, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst. You ain't got to be in a big ass building, because like, what's that? That's built with man's hands. And at the end of the day, like the brother said, if you're not a friend, if you're not preaching YAHAWASHI, how could you be a friend of a man that does push YAHAWASHI? This is all for him. He's the what's that word? He's the man. His moment of honor is this all for him. Yeah. That's why what the brother Red said: rejoice and be glad and honor him. For without his sacrifice, without what he did, we would be still fucking niggas in the world. Yeah. That's exactly what we'd be. Israel would be just fucked up and under Esau forever. That's why the Lord said what? Written, it wasn't going to be like that way anyway. But as on the surface level, if YAHAWASHI wouldn't have did that, that would have been the result. That would have been the result. That's why the Lord had to. That's why He did give up His only begotten Son to bring us back. That was part of the story. Go ahead. Yeah, continue. Second 15. It was more than that.
No, that was it.
Verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues. As before. And
that's what he's doing now, as before. Yo, like, if you really think about it, like, the whole shit with the terrorists and, if you notice, I say, like, within the since 2023, like, maybe, like, into 2022, America, like, actually, life has actually changed, like, a whole lot. Like, life is not, like, because I don't know if you was here already, Zakari, there was a poll that said that young people now, they're unhappier than any other generation of younger people. You saw that shit? So like, why are young people? Young people, you supposed to be the carefree mentality. But you remember, these are the children that grew up in the emic. Like, so if in 2020 you was 10, you're 15 now. So what do you think the mindset of a 15-year-old in 2025 is? You're seeing the transition of this devil coming down with a cruel wrath, even your own people, and that's why you have people doing a bunch of violent acts. I just seen something where a cat he beat his 12-year-old son to death with a bat, and they said he attempted to go after his 16-year-old daughter. So what climate is that we are right? Like that's those spirits being revved up. Cause it's no justification for you just doing that to your son. Now I don't know what happened, and like I don't know if he found out the dude was like a whatever. Right. But at the end of the day, that wasn't specified on why he did it. It's just that he beat his he unalived his 12-year-old son with a bat. So that goes to show like the mentality and like how people are just ready to snap. And that's why the Lord has to stretch out His arm and deliver His elect, man. How much longer can we live in this shit? Because the Lord said, what? If he don't come, no flesh shall be saved. Because if Esau keeps ruling, if he was a ruler, he would kill everybody. Go ahead.
And I will destroy all the land thereof. Verse 12.
Oh, he's going to destroy this land. He's going to destroy America, the whole landmass of the United States of America, man. It's going to be soon enough, no more, man. Because yeah, Trump, because yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying, yo, and he is though. He like literally with these tariffs, he's imploding it right now. And he talking about, yo, we made lots of money. We made lots of money. And on top of that, you got more wars. That all this war shit that ain't going away either. And that was more wars, and that was more riffraff. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Lord has to what? He has to stretch his arm and deliver his people. Go ahead.
Right. Verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten.
Hey, and Egypt, present day Egypt, America, they're mourning right now. The tariffs, man, it's messing up everything out. The shell's gonna be empty. The shell's gonna be empty. They talk about by the end of the summer. No, not even end of the summer. It'd be probably before that. Because this one economist dude said, he said that when they say like a couple weeks, or they say like a few weeks or end of something, just know that they're being nice, because it could be sooner than what they're saying. Because it could, it'll just happen. Like we'll go to the store one day and be like, yo, they don't got this, they don't got that, they don't got this. Or they say that because what they say, the 3 days, 3 day supply. So if something happens, so like brother was talking about cyber attacks and shit like that, they do the panic buying. Right. Now there's no more shit coming in. And that's when Jacob's trouble starts. Think about that. You got a lot of people, and people still having babies, people getting married, people still living life like it's 1999. Like it's not the same. Like here it is, yo. That's why like, you know, it's beautiful. Because none of us have no children, so like a lot of brothers, we talked about that before. Like a lot of brothers don't have children because that's going to be a determining factor of like how much Jacob's trouble you actually endure and receive. To have a hungry newborn, a hungry woman, hungry young child, a hungry teenager that can't fend for themselves. You really gotta think about that. That's the times we coming in, man. If the stores gonna be empty, and they say not just food. What about your regular modern day supplies? A microwave, the microwaves come from China. They say the toaster ovens come from China. They say all that shit, I got you, brother. They say all that shit come from China. A lot of that shit come from China. And if you think about it, if China talking to the other countries in that region, talking about, yo, don't fuck with America, that's Vietnam shit comes from, I'll tell you about the drink I got, that was from Vietnam. Fucking, what's the Philippines? What's the other one? Like shit like Japan? What, like, that going crazy. Go ahead, bro.
And the brothers talking about food and everyday appliances. Yeah. But what about, you know, this is a sickly nation. What about the pharmacies? Right. All the medicines that people need daily. Right. What are you going to do about that?
Could you, if you real quick, if you mail your phone, look up that, because they were talking about shit from China and the medicine shit. Penicillin, I know penicillin was mentioned. That's why in America they don't have no penicillin, because that came from China. That's actually going to be the worst part of it, because the medicine, that's what people, like sometimes people forego food and just, you know, fucking medicine, and some people overuse the medicines and whatnot. And I don't want to get too much on the medicinal, like saying it because, like, you know, they're big pharma. But that go to show what the brother said, because, like, I mean, I have to say, percentage-wise, I say, and I'm being generous, I say 70% of America is on prescription shit. And that could probably be more. Because you got to go from little kids to youngins, middle age, and older. Because they saying that the whole thing with anxieties and the mental, you see how you keep putting mental health as a thing? But who's making mental health bad? These fucking devils, man. Because the way we gotta live, the stress factors of life, the cost of shit going up all the time. How is that to make somebody just be chilling and be relaxed? When they gotta worry about that, I gotta worry if I could be able to afford this. I gotta worry about if I can afford this. I gotta worry about if they got that. You was able to find something?
I found something. Yeah, this article is from 3 years ago, but it still stands true. Right now, the U.S. has virtually no capacity to manufacture antibiotics.
Oh, shit.
That's because China currently controls roughly 90% of the global supply of inputs needed to make generic antibiotics that treat bronchitis, pneumonia, some with the air infections, life-threatening conditions, and
Now, let's start right there, right? You said 3 years ago, right? But that's still in the cusp of the emic. We gotta think about it. From 2020 to now, because they say, we gotta remember, 2020 is a precursor of the new, like, shit, like how, like, shit just go left. So if that's from 3 years ago, that's 2022. That's the same year the war with Russia and Ukraine started.
Babylon ain't advanced since then in that
Right.
department.
Word. And
Probably got worse.
If that's 3 years ago, that means that China probably holds damn near. If that's 89%, that's damn near all of it already. So what's it gonna mean when you can't get your regular medication? What's that mean for the person that the I don't know if I could say the name, but like like it's a certain drug it's called Xanax. If some people don't get those, 'cause I drive a lady, if she don't get it, she can start having seizures. So imagine that. So imagine people imagine people that can't get their medication, and that's part of the judgment that the Lord is bringing. That's what the brothers reading in 2 Esdras 15. And trust not in the physician and all that. So when the brothers reading about the Lord said he will not hold his tongue touching that wickedness. So all the perks of I just have everything's so accessible. Now the Lord is making everything not that accessible anymore. What you want to say something?
I'm saying this all circles back to y'all brother's original point about the mark of the beast. That's how they're gonna use it.
Yep. Hell yeah.
There's a shorter supply there, but we'll be able to get you some if you take this.
Yep. And I remember ways back, Elder Tazadak, I think his name is, the historian, he was saying that when you as far as Esau goes, it's not really ever a shortage. It's all a matter how much he lets you have, because Esau got the fatness of the earth. Esau has the fatness of the earth, so like the shortage is gonna be like what they say, ration and shit. But they got the supplies of the shit. They could easily just cure this shit. And that's how much of a devil he is, because they have I think the dude Warren Buffett. I think it was Warren Buffett. These niggas got enough money so they can give if it's 330 million people in America, that nigga can give everybody in America $1 million. Because he's worth billions. Billions on billions. And now they saying that his company, Berkshire Hathaway, I know y'all brother, if you ever on the road, you see Berkshire Hathaway, you see a lot of that shit for sale. They're saying that company had major losses this year. Major losses, and they had a meeting. They just had a meeting with Warren Buffett was there and all this shit about the situation. So that goes to show that how the Lord is putting a monkey wrench on your kingdom. And then you go to these small hats. So hold up, real quick. Could you give me Isaiah 29:6, Bokasha? And you continue reading that real quick.
Verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten, and the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it.
Yeah, see, and that's what he's doing right now, man. All of the glitz and glamours of America, he's bringing it down, man. All of the thing about it, there's no nightlife scene no more. People don't really party like that. Right now, we're coming to the time where it's gonna be about survival and survival only. You got these Edomites, you got these they're preparing for all of they telling people, stock up. But what is stocking up really gonna do? That's not the cure to the problem. The cure to the problem is who's at the top. The elites, the central bankers that's doing it, they gotta be taken out the way. And life is only gonna get worse as they getting closer to their end. Go ahead.
Verse 13. They that till the ground and shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through and blasting and hail.
Shit, think about it. Think about the farming situation. Those that till the land, shit, what they gonna have to till? They talk about the whole crops and all that shit. That shit all fucked up. What did you bring out a couple weeks ago about the farmers? Bill Snakes owns he bought up all that farmland. There's a whole setup, and like we're actually witnessing the new world order coming into fruition. To where they're gonna have curfews. You can't be out at a certain time. You gonna have a money allotment, how much money you can use. They're gonna get sold on your ass. Pause. To where you ain't gonna be able to do nothing. That's why they're trying to be like the Most High. They want complete control and dominion, and they want to oversee everything that you do. Because that's what the Lord does. But the Lord said his eyes are upon the whole habitation of the earth. And that's what he trying and that's what Esau trying to do. He's trying to have his eyes on everybody in the earth. They already got their satellites and all that shit. The fucking phones we got, they all got trackers. Fucking tablets and all that shit. Your cars. All that shit, man. Go ahead.
Start from talking. Verse 13. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell, and with a fearful constellation. Verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. This world, this very world we're living in right now. Woe to them that dwell in it. Because if you're not part of the elect, you're going to have a lot of woes in your day, man, in your life, man. Especially to the ones that scoffed, the ones that talk shit about YAHAWASHI, that talked about his men, the one that did physical harm to his men. And who does that start with? That starts with Esau. And then the fucking 2/3 of our people, man. Because even 2/3 of our people, they don't have the actual the resources to actually oppress us on a level that Esau's oppressing us. But they trust in this oppression. They don't want it to stop. So that makes them just as bad. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when he said, "Woe to them that dwell in the world, and woe to the world and them that dwell therein." That's about these days we living in right now. Ezra's got a view of the last days. He got a view of what's happening the present day of life. Go ahead.
Verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
Hey, the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. I forgot you was in 2 15. That's a heavy chapter right there, man. He said the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, man. Draweth nigh to this place, man. To this rulership, man. To Esau's kingdom. The sword and destruction draweth nigh. That's why you see America crumbling the way it is, man. And it's not going to get out of this hump that it's in. Go ahead.
And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
And that's what's happening right now, man. And soon enough, you're going to have the whole thing with the sedition woman, which I think is in that chapter as well, where you're going to have the whole thing. You got the whole thing with the Trump. I seen this one Edomite dude. He was talking about fucking MAG. I won't be part of MAG no more. He was talking about my mom's insulin. Hey, medical shit. My bad. The medical. He talking about his mom's insulin is too expensive now because they talk about it. Which one is the one by the government? Is it Medicaid or Medicare? But one of those is through the federal government. And he was talking about getting rid of that now. They haven't got rid of it yet, but just the fact that they're talking about it is a bad sign. When they see, judgment. See, when they talk about cutting shit. They're not talking about gathering and making it more plentiful. They talk about taking stuff away. To the very means where they're gonna take away everything you have and give you a allotment of shit. This ain't gonna be nice for nobody, man. Especially the Israelites, man. That's why the Lord has his prophets are telling the people like, yo, it's about to get real bad out here. Them going to a trade war with China is the worst thing right now. And it's gonna be the worst thing on the constituents. It's gonna be worse on us. We're gonna have to foot the bill. Everything's gonna get more expensive. Baby formula, shoes, the Jordans, everybody rock. That comes from China. Nikes, I got Nikes on. It comes from China, made in China.
No, we're not.
I said this. Shall be slow. Go ahead.
Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another.
And that's what's gonna happen too, man. They invading one another. That's gonna be very, and that's gonna be right here in everything as far as prophecy goes. When it says Egypt, that's America, so it's gonna be happening here the worst. See, these other countries, they go through the bullshit too, but Americans don't really understand what real like tribulation is like. And it's only gonna get worse and worse and worse to where people gonna be like, yo, what the hell is going on? And that's when the sedition gonna start. You already had the one incident a couple years back. Nancy Pelosi's husband, the dude came up in the crib, bashed him over the head with a hammer. And the dude didn't have no pants on. So like, what the fuck? Ran up in his crib, ran up in the crib. Go ahead.
They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
And that's happening right now. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, man. That's what's happening right now. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, man. A lot of the American citizens are not regarding Trump. They're not regarding J.D. Vance, whatever the hell his name is. Elon Musk. You seen that shit in your brother seen the shit in the UK where they it's like a Tesla there, and they like all take turns. They just mash it with like a bat and like basically destroy the Tesla. It's called a destroy a Tesla shit. But they're going to show how much they should not regard their kings or their princes. Elon Musk could fit in that category. And they even said that his company Tesla, they even said that shit is experiencing losses, man. See, that's the thing with the people understand. These Edomites, they're in power right now, but remember the Lord every day is taking them further and further away from power. And now he's exposing them. Now he's lifting up their skirt. So now they're being exposed for the true scumbags that they are. Go ahead.
Verse 17, the man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able.
Hey, Northern tribes can see that very well. They should desire to go into the city and not be able to. They talk about the whole, what they talk about, desire to go into the city. Remember, read that again? Yeah, come to me.
A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
All right, man shall desire to go into a city and not be able. Yeah, it was something in effect of going somewhere, man. But that's happening right now. The Northern tribes, they're being deported. Hell, even if it gets bad enough to where it's, yo, if you a Jake or you're an Israel, you can't go to certain towns. They already got sundown towns. So imagine when they start doing the whole shit with checkpoints and
Martial law.
Yeah, martial law. If you don't live in the area, you can't come here. Remember the whole thing with the jab? They was like, you couldn't go to the city without having a jab. So remember, brother, who was like, yeah, damn, we might not be able to go to New York City no more. We was prepared for that. And I'm not too much of a city frequenter, but I know, like, I would go to the city, some getting writers and whatever. But all that shit don't mean nothing. Like the brother said, all that building houses, all that fun shit, the Lord said the house of myrrh getting put away, man. Now you got to start understanding what's really important in life. What's important in life is the prophecies of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. This place was not supposed to be a permanent thing. The Lord said that this world is fading away. The evil is sown, but the destruction not yet come. Go ahead.
Verse 18. For because of their pride, and the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Because of their pride, man. Hey, what was that? Proverbs, the 6th chapter, I believe, around the 16th, 17th verse. Their pride. Pride. The Lord said a proud look on a lying tongue, man, is one of the things that's an abomination. Two of the things that's an abomination to the Lord. And Esau's proud. Our people are proud. These other nations are proud. So the Lord said, well, I got to bring the pride of the people down. I got to show them that they really have no power. I got to show Esau that he has no power. And the only reason why he's in the position he is because the Lord put him there. Matter of fact, could you give me real quick, Daniel, the 2nd chapter, around the 20th verse, we say you remove and set up kings. And you can hold on to that. Because that second Esdras is a heavy chapter, heavy book, especially concerning the present day prophecies we in, man. And it's never going to be enough until YAHAWASHI comes back. That's why the Lord said, hey, until they have it to where we can't come out here, we're gonna continue to prophesy, man. And we're gonna continue to trust in YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, no matter how bad it gets, man. Because the time that now is getting bad, it's only gonna get worse. Around 20, 21, where it says that he removed and set up kings.
Daniel 2 and 19. There was a secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed God of heaven. Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of God forever and ever.
Oh, we talk about the name. Blessed be the name of God. What is the name of God, though? His name is not God, and his son's name not Jesus. It's YAHAWASHI. Yahweh and YAHAWASHI. Those are the names to call upon in these tribulous times that's about to come, and that's already here. Go ahead.
For wisdom and might are his, and he changes the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings.
So he said wisdom and might is his. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, man. The wisdom, he didn't say your might shall be the stability of thy time. The Lord said the mighty man shall cry bitterly in that day. But he didn't say the wise man will. You were thinking about it, he didn't say the wise man is. He said the mighty man is going to cry bitterly, man. Because why? That wise man didn't attain wisdom. Or the wisdom of most importantly, the wisdom of the Lord. YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. He didn't trust in those names. He didn't call upon those names. That's how the Lord said, you shall know who my servants are in that day. Who's calling on me? Who's mentioning my name? David said as long as he had breath in his body, he will praise the names of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Well, Yahweh back then. But as of right now, it's YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. And now we're coming to the time where the Lord is destroying this place, and he's going to bring up this kingdom, bring up Jacob's kingdom. And that's going to be through his son, YAHAWASHI, who we're talking about right now. What?
And real quick, if the name don't matter, who are you praying to? Who are you praying to? Are you telling me that if I pray to Christ, I'm going to get saved then? Do you truly believe that, man? You leading the people astray. That shit is wicked, man.
Hey, and if you want to talk about who you praying to, has praying for Christ gotten niggas anywhere yet? Because from this short amount of time, the names YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI being praised and preached, look how much this kingdom has started to go down. Now, when we was worshiping Christ and all that, this devils was down there. They was at the peak of their shit. How you gonna be praying to Jesus when you got Esau right in the church deciding what you preach about?
And the funny thing is, in that day, they're going to be praying to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI.
Yeah.
But that whole time you done told the people that the name don't matter.
Yeah.
But secretly you gonna be praying to him, and then at the end of the day, it's gonna be his Lord's will. He ain't gonna be paying you no fucking.
I'm about to say he ain't gonna hear you. He ain't
gonna
gonna hear you, man. Because this was the time he said before shit got bad. He said in your youth, when it's not that bad. Even when something bad happens, we still praise YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. It's like, damn. But these motherfuckers, you praying to Christ, you praying to Allah, you praying to Buddha, you praying to all these other gods. But what has that gotten to people who actually created those gods? What have they gotten out of it? All these nations are all part of this World War III shit. And then I don't see them praising their God saying that, well, Allah said this was going to be happening. But we are. And that's why the Lord said, well, you don't fight. You chill. Y'all chill. You go there, prophesy. You go to tell them. You give them warning from me, and that's that. You don't. The Lord said we wait for Him. They don't have a God that said wait for them. If they were a true living God, their God should have been stepped out. He should have pulled up. He should have been helping with the Palestinians and the Gazians, or that's the same people. He should have been helping the Houthis, the Lebanese people. He should have been helping them. Allah should have been helping them. But y'all actually had, we don't have to have no meetings, like what they told them shits, like them summits and stuff. No Israelites is there. That's just, the Lord said proclaiming this among the Gentiles, man. Y'all supposed to go out there, y'all gonna rock this, y'all gonna fight this war. And then the Lord gonna come through and smash all you motherfuckers, man. Joel, the 3rd chapter. 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, man. The Lord said I will smite the nations and their armies. What are these nations doing right now? They're getting ready for war. That was it on Daniel, right?
Let me finish the.
Oh, okay, right.
And he changeth the times and seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. Mm-hmm. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding.
So he set up Esau. He set up Trump. He set up Biden. He set up Obama. Clinton. The Reagans and all that. He set all these guys up. He set up Putin. King Jong-un. He set up Zhang Pi. Or whoever the fuck president of Japan is, whoever the president is of all these other nations, man. He set up Bibi. Ayatollah of Iran. I said Putin. Yeah, I said Putin. He set all these guys up, but he set these elites up. He set these central banking families. He set them up on high. But the Lord also said what? He removed kings too. See, their kingdom wasn't everlasting. See, when the Lord said what? Yahawashi's kingdom is going to be an everlasting kingdom. So it means once Yahawashi steps foot back on the earth, and once that's established, his kingdom shall have world without end. World without end. Key word, world without end. His world, Yahawashi's world. Who the world called Jesus Christ, who this earth called Jesus Christ, his kingdom shall have no end. And this ain't it right here. And those people over there in Israel right now is not those people either. Because it said that the nation shall learn war no more in that day when the Israelites went back to the land of Israel. That was it on that? Between that.
2nd Esdras 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword.
Hey, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, man. So you're friendly. Hey, Hank, Tom, Tyrone, Sean, all that. Everybody not going to no pity upon it because it's going to be what? It's going to be a lack of bread out here, man. People not going to be able to feed their families. You already have that happening right now, man. They say already people now is like determining which bill to pay. Should I pay my phone bill? They say people can't make rent. Rent and cost of living keeps going up. The cost of living keeps going up. They say it's more vacant built. They say it's more vacant homes than homeless people. So that means that there's enough homes to house people, but people can't afford it. What?
And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread for great tribulation.
There you go. Spoil their goods for lack of bread, for there should be great tribulation. There should be great tribulation. We're in it. This is the time of tribulation right here, man. This ain't the time of prosperity for America. America had their time. Now it's over. And what Trump is doing, they're trying to still hold on to the power seat, but it's slowly getting out their hand. Now people think that China got next, but they ain't got next either. The Lord got them covered too. That's Moab. And the Lord said that, oh, your pride, you're gonna get brought down too, my nigga. Your calamity shall come upon you. You wanna say something?
Oh yeah, real quick. I just wanted to say, you know, when the shit really pop off and Jacob's Trouble really, you know what I mean, gets really ramped up. You know, these stores and everything is gonna get fucking ramshacked. And then these fucking, you know, Jacob's fucking animals anyway. You know what I mean? They just whatever. They just rob, steal, kill everything. And in that time, they're gonna be fighting for survival. Everybody's gonna be trying to survive and living in the hood. You know what I mean? It's gonna be that strenuous because I live in like part in the hood, whatever, like a part in the hood, whatever. So it's like
city.
My faith is gonna have to be that much stronger. It's gonna have to be that much amplified now. You know what I mean, my faith in the Lord is gonna have to be that 10 times greater now.
Hey.
If it wasn't already high before.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to have faith in the Lord because there's not gonna be anything probably. You know what I mean? Because it can be a situation where the Lord, and this could just be the Lord testing me, whatever, that just to have faith. I might have to go out without food, without, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, whatever. You know what I mean? But the Lord is going to eventually, you know what I mean? He's eventually going to, you know, he's going to look out for his prophets, you know, the men of the Lord. You know what I mean? Especially y'all brothers. You know what I mean? Y'all brothers in the decent area, y'all might get a little something, whatever. But me, man, that shit might be a wrap.
I'm gonna add on to that. I'm gonna add on to that. Yo, brother, you might not be where you live right now in that time. You might have to move. We say it should be like pilgrims, man.
Right,
and you gotta think about this. You might be sold. You might have to go somewhere where, because you gotta think about it like this. The area you're in, it don't matter where you're in if you don't have no kind of farmland or no kind of this and those people gonna get jacked up too. But metro area, they call it metro city area. You want to say something?
No, I was gonna say it's Jacob's Trouble, not Jacob Trouble wherever you at.
Yeah.
Wherever you at is gonna be Jacob's Trouble.
And remember, the Lord said the plague shall hit all of Egypt. Now, Jake obviously is in the concentrated areas. They call it the urban areas or areas where minorities is at. But as far as the brother go, you don't know where. You don't know. Like I look at where I live now. That's not going to be why I might not be there in Jacob's Trouble in the time of that, because he said you should be delivered out of it. Now, wherever you might be, hey, we could be casted into prison. The Lord said some of you should be casted into a prison. So we don't know exactly where we're gonna be at, but we what, and no matter what, we're supposed to what? Trust in YAHAWASHI, regardless. No matter what. Because it's gonna hit the whole land, it's gonna hit the whole America. He said the whole Babylon the Great. Jacob's Trouble. This is the time of Jacob's Trouble. Oh, now and right now you see it festering, man. It's peaking. It's peaking. And as soon as Jake see that you can't, it's not gonna be as regular, like just walking around, going shopping, this, that, and third. That's when people understand how serious it is, man. When actual normal life is ended.
Also, yeah, you know, it's gonna be that much, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we probably ain't gonna be able to go into like these white neighborhoods and shit like that where Esau lives. Because they're gonna be on the high alert. Oh, these niggas coming here, they trying to fucking loot and shit like that, break home invasion and shit like that. So you're gonna have motherfuckers like, yo, get out of our neighborhood. If you try and do whatever, we're gonna kill you or blow your fucking head off, whatever. Like, that's how it's gonna be. And you probably just passing through. They thinking like, oh, these niggas about to loot and fucking do some home invasions. You know what I mean?
Hey, but you got to think about too. Aside from Jake doing that, you could have Edomites doing that in neighborhoods. Because when you think about it, when it said neighbors shall run to each other's cribs. So all this, gated community. Remember, if whoever didn't quote unquote stockpile or whatever, because it's gonna be the haves and the have-nots. You got some Jakes that probably stockpiled and like bought up a bunch of shit. But at the end of the day, that's not gonna be the key to salvation, because you could lose any of that. The main thing to trust in is the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and the name YAHAWASHI. No matter where you're at, whether you're in a prison cell or whether you're in a lavish house. We don't know what the future holds for brothers individually. Brothers might not be together. It's gonna be a time where it's gonna be a test of your faith. Test of your faith solely by yourself, as it is right now, but in a time where shit gonna be more dire. So continue on.
Verse 20.
6.
2nd Ezra 15 and 20. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus.
See how the Lord said, I will all the kings of the earth to reverence me? Why don't these other guys do that? But the Lord said that all the kings of the earth shall reverence him. So that means that every nation, every race, every nationality that's on the earth right now is going to what? Reverence YAHAWASHI, man. And that's the day we can't wait for, man. So that's when everybody gonna know that then that is the one true living God. That's his name. His people are the Israelites. I mean, look at them. Look how beautiful, look how glorious they are in their appearance. They got the earth now. Esau's not ruling. Ain't no fucking world economy. Ain't no fucking dollar. Ain't no fucking won. Ain't no fucking whatever fucking other currencies is, man. It's gonna be we run this. We run the whole earth. And that's going to be an eternal thing. We're going to be immortals on the earth. And that's going to separate the Israelites from all the other nations, man. That's the sanctification. He said you should be sanctified in the sight of many nations. But before that goes down, this place got to go down in the worst way. Go ahead.
To turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them.
Hey, man, that's happening right now. And it's everything happening now as far as prophecy goes, it's only going to intensify. The famines are going to intensify. The plagues are going to intensify. The vengeful spirits are going to intensify. Everything's going to intensify more and more. Jacob's trouble is going to intensify. Go ahead.
I think that's it on that.
Okay, you go about 2nd Ezra 6. You start from the top. You could read to verse 9, and then I'm going to have you jump somewhere else too.
2nd Ezra 6, verse 1. And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew.
Yep, so the Lord is getting into like, basically before anything. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Before it thundered and lightning, or even the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established.
And I think it's supposed to thunderstorm today. You said it's supposed to thunderstorm today, right? It's supposed to thunderstorm today. So the Lord saying before it even thundered and lightened, go ahead, and the 4 flowers. Looking at some flowers right now, shit.
Before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together.
So before the Lord created the angels, the innumerable company of angels. So before all that was manifested. Think about the science of this, man. Before stuff was manifested. Go ahead.
Or ever the heights of the air were lifted up.
The heights of the air were lifted up. I don't know what the height of the air looks like. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot.
That's right.
And ere the present years were sought out, or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned.
So that sounds like the formation of time type shit. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Before they were sealed, that have gathered faith for a treasure. That have gathered faith for a treasure.
Oh, faith, my bad. Faith in what? If you got faith in America, man, your faith has failed. Because here it is, you're saying that it's gonna get better, right? That was the whole thing. It's just gonna get better, right? But what has happened since shit that's just been said? It's gotten worse. When shit really started being realized that America's in a different state, like America's in a different position than it once was, it hasn't gotten better. It hasn't gotten better. So if you want to use the C19 time frame, or you want to use a little before that, it never really got better. And we want to talk about it since the prophet's been on the scene. So we want to talk about what, the 1960s? Late 1960s? So since the prophet's been on the scene, America's been going downhill. And continues to go downhill till it has no more to go down to. Go ahead.
Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone.
That's what the Lord said, man. All through him alone. There was no other, he said there's no God with me. It was Yahweh, he manifested YAHAWASHI, and then boom, everything else. So the Lord is saying before that, it couldn't even be before YAHAWASHI. Go ahead.
Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other.
Well, actually, no, I take that back, because YAHAWASHI created everything. All things created for him, by him. But just to talk about a level of before YAHAWASHI was manifested, it was just Yahweh. Period. And there was no other God, there was no Allah, there was no Buddha, there was nobody else. The Lord said our God is a consuming fire. So that fire, that fire spirit that he is, that's he put on the earth to make everything live. Go ahead.
Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the time?
There we go. What should be the parting asunder of the times, man? Same thing the disciples asked him. Like similar way. Like, yo, what should be the sign of thy coming? What should be the sign that, yo, we're going to be at the end? Well, go ahead.
Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that follows?
Or when shall be the end of the first, or the beginning of it that follows?
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
So he's telling him about the line of the covenant, the bloodline of the covenant. He talked about Abraham, he talked about Isaac, he talked about Jacob. So that's already the time measured. So from Abraham, go ahead.
For Esau is the end of the world.
For Esau is the end of the world.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Now stop right there. So if Esau is the end of the world, Jacob's the beginning of it that followeth. Ezra didn't live in the time Esau ruled. So that was a future thing. Right now we're living in a time of Esau's rulership. The so-called white man, Blanco, those people, the Europeans and all that, all that people, those are the Edomites. And it said for Esau the end of the world. So when you go into John 3:16, that's a little bit of a conflict. Because why are you saying that, oh, he said he's going to, for God so loved the world, but in that sentence he said, what, Esau at the end of the world. So that's why you have to know the actual, the context of the word world. Go ahead.
Jump down.
Oh, jump down to verse 19, I believe. What's it saying, 19? Oh. 18, my bad, 18.
2 Ezra 6:18, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth.
Oh, it shall draw nigh to what? He shall begin to visit them that dwell on the earth. And by golly, that's what the Lord is doing right now. He's visiting the earth. And he ain't even sent YAHAWASHI back yet. He just right now got shit going. And shit is getting more and more tense. World tensions, global tensions, World War III. Nuclear missiles, nuclear war. That's what's being talked about right now, and that's what's going to come to America.
Why did it come to
China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, all that is talking about nuking America. And that's why the Lord said He's going to do what He's going to do to America, man. Here it is. America has been the place, the captivity of your forefathers and you. Yo, and it's just crazy. Like, yo, this affects a lot for our people. But the Lord said, what? They hate knowledge. You want to say something?
In the scripture that I thought about, she's pregnant, and I thought about the scripture where it says,
woe to them that give suck in those days. Yeah,
yeah. She about to have a baby, and we at the worst of the worst here in Babylon.
And that's the sense of humor of the Lord. The Lord, yo, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because at the end of the day, what is it? Mark the 6th chapter. Every idle, no, I think it's Mark the 12th. I think it's the 12th chapter where it says every idle word. Hey, brother, you can pull that real quick. Every idle word. Because she said something about, oh, why they come to my city? Your city.
Bitch, you don't own shit, bitch. The fuck? You own these raggedy ass niggas you walking with.
And that's going to, and what did the Lord say? The Lord said that, yo, let that be a curse unto them, man. We are here prophesying the name YAHAWASHI. So if you're scoffing against that, are you got it? No.
Matthew 12:36.
Oh, this 12. No.
But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment.
Now somebody would try to get simple and cute and be like, well, oh, it just said he. But like women can't be accountable for their words. Everybody should be. The Lord said, woe to them that are at ease, and the women are at ease. And the Lord also said, well, He would deprive them of wisdom. So you out here coming, and the thing about it is, like, you know, you get mad sometimes, but then like, yo, you're not coming against us, you're coming against YAHAWASHI. And more like it, she's a daughter of Zion. So when YAHAWASHI come back, man, he gonna talk to you. He gonna holler at you.
It just shows you that the wickedness that our people just have upon them, because it wasn't like we was even talking about shit that would click to somebody right away to feel, you know, like we're talking about them and shit.
Very broad.
Yeah, it was just very broad. Like, so she just walked by, heard the brothers bring about nuclear attacks, and just automatically thought these niggas on some bullshit. Like, why they coming to my city with that shit?
Yeah. That's actually, you should be happy the Lord sent his prophet to your city.
That's
and that you came across the word. Yeah. But what, you scoffed and you basically, you shook it off as a light thing. And that's what the Lord said. Yo, what did the Lord say? He said, I should be despised and rejected of my own country. My own people despise, his own people had him put on the cross, man.
What she don't understand is that YAHAWASHI actually dictated her walk today. You know what I'm saying? She was brought over here for a reason, to say that bullshit, to either be cursed or, you know, hey.
Because right now she just condemned herself. It's just she repent. Like bro was saying, like repent, because remember they know not what she know not what she do. Like they really don't. Like they don't understand the severity of when you talk shit against the prophets of YAHAWASHI. This is not a joke and this is not a game. It may look foolish because the Lord did say you should be a spectacle among men and of the angels and whatnot. But at the end of the day, the Lord said this still is the truth. This still is the way to go. It's just that how people are going to receive it is not going to be probably like the most receiving of this truth amongst our people.
And it just show how careless our people is, especially women. You were two dudes. But what happened if we were just on some other bullshit? All right, you would have said that and then we would have jumped on your ass. All right, you had two niggas with you, but what's stopping? All right, that's one brother got another brother, other brother got. Word. I can fuck you up. You out here with a baby.
Well,
the way you think about us, why we came to your city because you think we crazy. Right. What happened if we were really crazy?
Right. What if we
decided to fuck you up?
What if the Lord said he didn't say weigh ye upon me? We could have hopped on it right there.
You don't even got the common sense to let me get around the corner and talk shit.
Right. You wanted to be heard. And that's the will. My bad, I got you. That's the will of the Lord to her be heard. And at the end of the day, yeah, we have no problem with nobody personal. This is not nothing personal. See, that's the thing people don't get. It's not personal. We're not coming trying to talk about, yo, and then you. No, we're talking about the whole nation. You want to say something?
Yeah, just you know, and she said that because she was around two niggas, two men, whatever. It's gonna come a time when you're gonna be by yourself with your fucking child. And then what you gonna have to say? And I guarantee you, if she wasn't with them two niggas, she would walk past with her by herself.
100%.
She wouldn't have said nothing.
100%.
She wouldn't have said shit.
And you done, brother?
Yeah, go ahead.
And at the end of the day, in those days, they ain't gonna be they're not gonna be under the name of YAHAWASHI, so they ain't gonna be able to protect you anyway. Even if you are amongst men in those days, you gotta be amongst a man of the Lord to be protected.
Man of the Lord, man. The Lord said the man of the Lord shall be a hedge in that day, man.
I killed them two niggas and that's it.
Ain't gonna be no just bodies, man. It's gonna be the spirit. Who has a spirit? That's what it says, yo. Clearly the Lord is with thee. So we regular men, we in flesh, we in vessels ourselves. But the spirit of the Lord, we hope to be supping with and him supping with us and continue to hold it down throughout all of this. Throughout all of this. Even to endure that, because like it took like as far as like how the Lord said we're supposed to be harmless, wise as serpent, harmless as doves. Because like initially, you know, I'm like, yo, what? That because like, you don't understand, like, brother always say like, yo, you have some brothers out here, we from the rough and tough part of life. But the Lord said, no, you ain't supposed to be doing that when you preaching my name and when you doing my work. Let them do that, man. It's, at the end of the day, it's nothing but words, man. It's sticks and stones. Sticks and stones may break my body, but words will never hurt me. She hurt her own self.
And her baby.
And you damn about the. That's another thing too, man. Hey, you about to pop. You probably a good 6-7 months, maybe more, because she was a small vessel. But you out here, you should be like chilling. But you out here walking, talking shit to motherfucking strangers that you don't know.
One little push, you can fall on your stomach. Then
Word. And that's what it says, deprive of women, because a wise person would think like, mate, yo, I'm carrying a whole nother life. This stuff happens all the time with like miscarriages and all that when it just could be natural. You bringing that upon yourself, see?
And what does the scripture say? Do these women, the woman's beginning to sin, do her, we all die. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And she done cursed her child. She done cursed her child. She cursed herself because she's been marked, you know what I mean, by this word. And then now she done cursed her child because she spoke out against the prophets.
For no reason.
What the fuck? Why they here? Why they giving this bad news? You know what I mean? I don't want to hear that shit. Like the scriptures say, preach unto smooth things. They want to hear smooth shit. They want to, oh yeah, you're going to be blessed and you're going to have this and have that here and this, that, and the third. You're going to live like this and you're a special people. Like they want to hear the smooth shit. But when we're talking about the rough shit, whatever, they don't want to hear that. Why? Because they're trying to be here. They're trying to live here. They're trying to be established here. And you can't be established here no more. That's it. Prophecies are rolling out. Things are happening. We ain't got very long.
And then you know the whole thing with people like, so like, it's been a while since somebody scoffed, but that's a scoff in my opinion. So when you have people like that, because at the end of the day too, they kept going back and forth too. So that's a little bit on the harassing tip. We just out here prophesying the doctrine of the Bible. We're out here speaking prophecy. And people have a problem. They said what? They said they said what prophets are doomed, man. They don't want to hear the doom. But here it is, the doom is the reality of what's happening right now. America is doomed. And it's not gonna come back. Like, what you want some Klansmen out here? Talk about we hate you black bitches? That's what you want to see? But continue on second address.
Verse 19, and will begin to make inquisition of them, and they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness.
Hey man, that was that little demon right now. Unjustly. And the Lord said he gonna make inquisition, man. He gonna have some words for her, man. If she don't repent. Cause I believe the definition of actual inquisition is what? Questions. Questions. Why you talk about me like that? You my daughter. Why you talk about me like that? Remember, we gotta talk. YAHAWASHI is a Jake. He's not gonna come here like with the image of the like, and my son, you are beautiful. Now you gonna come in like, yo, so what's up with that? What's up with you? What's up with you? I'm speaking like I'm modern right now, but it's gonna be in that kind of verbiage. With the kind of, remember, he coming with a heavenly body. He gonna come with looking crazy, glorious, beautiful, angelic, all that. He gonna come like, so what was that you was talking? What's that shit you was talking? What was that you was saying about me? And what you gonna be? I didn't know. But yeah. But I did. Go ahead.
And when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled.
Hey, my bad. And we're coming into that right now. The affliction of Zion is about to be fulfilled. This is Esau, the end of the world. Jacob's the beginning of it that follows, right? So Esau being a heathen, he the last heathen to rule over the Israelites until YAHAWASHI comes back. So we almost home. We almost home. We almost up out of here. We just have to endure a little bit longer. We have to endure Jacob's trouble, and we have to endure the MOTB when it comes. Once they bring it to the masses, once they bring the pain, we're gonna have to endure it. We're gonna have to, we have to, however they go down, we have to endure it. Mm-hmm.
And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see altogether.
Hey, that's what, brother, we talking about. That's what YAHAWASHI did, man. Open the book, the seals. YAHAWASHI did that, man. And it said, "What this world shall fade away." Did it say something like that? What would you just read?
Vanish away.
Oh, vanish away. Yeah, vanish away. This world shall vanish away. In the sixth verse, it said Esau the end of the world, Jacob's the beginning. No, the ninth verse, it said Esau the end of the world, Jacob's the beginning of it that followeth. This is Esau's world, and now it's vanishing away. Look at the fucking what he said. Book of Jeremiah. He said, "Well, I should make Esau desolate and bare." These vacant properties, businesses shutting down, all this shit. The population control, people dropping dead. Whether it be from the V or whether it be from violent or whether it be from whatever, spirits is being taken out of bodies, left and right. Judgment. This is judgment. Exactly. We're in a time of judgment, man. And the Lord is not going to be nice to America. The Lord is not going to make America great. He's not going to have Esau make America great again, man. That's why you got all these MAGA people pissed off now. I didn't think it was going to be like this. Yeah, you should have seen that one Edomite, little trailer, park looking motherfucker. My mother's insulin, man. Well, my mother can't afford her insulin, so the insulin is there, but they just can't afford it. Yeah, people walking through there and shit. Right?
Verse 21, and the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. And women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up.
Hey, when you go into the breakdown of that, that's actual literal too, man. They were talking about the we were talking about it said a kid 1 year old, right? Mm-hmm. So like that's actually gonna be literal. It said they're gonna be talking quicker, man. And they said a brother said in the video like they call them emic babies. Cause like the whole they talking quick. But that's the time we like you like look, the children are growing up real fast.
No, anything.
But go ahead.
And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
That's the joint right there. That's what we start. That's what we was talking about early on when we started camp. With the whole thing with the CEOs and the stores talking about the shelves gonna be empty after a certain amount of time. This year, it said the storehouses that were once sown shall be empty. What do they talk about right now in the world, in the country? They talk about stores, shelves being emptied. That's hook, line, and sinker right there. That's the prophecy coming to pass. Right before your very eyes. How you gonna live in that day if you don't have YAHAWASHI looking after you, man? Ain't gonna be no Jesus looking out. Ain't gonna be no Allah looking out, man. Allah, none of the other religions in there with their quote unquote doctrines talk about a time of trouble where their God is going to have to look after them. Because you don't see, like you talk to another nation, you talk to a heathen, they're not going to talk about being delivered by their God out of tribulation. They're in their kingdom. They co-rule with Esau, especially the heathens that's in America. It said that the nation were made drunk. They lived deliciously with the whore. They lived deliciously with Esau. They lived deliciously with the daughter of Babylon, which is America. That's why they all come here. What? You can read that again. Just read that again.
2 Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
You see the key word suddenly? Suddenly. It said the store that were sown shall suddenly be what? Empty, right? Emptied. And it don't take much for a store to be empty, man. Look at when a great storm is about to come, or like hurricanes and shit. When people go to the store, they take all the water, they take all the eggs, milk, probably like baby stuff. What else? I said water, like water, bread. What's the main essential? Water, bread, eggs, and shit like that. All that's gonna be gone soon. It's gonna be gone soon. Huh? Toilet paper. Oh yeah, toilet paper. I never told a shortage of that too. They were talking about, think about it, not being able to wipe your keister.
You better take a shower.
I'm talking about take a deuce.
I know.
We ain't home. We ain't home. We gotta leave.
Oh, I ain't thinking.
We ain't at the crib. Yo, the spot you in, because I know my line of work, I be on the road, so you know when I gotta go, sometimes I go to I go to certain spots, like some of the doctor's offices, and whatnot. So I go there, and like you know, like what if there's a appointment and no toilet paper? Cause remember, those things come through shipments in trucks. The whole thing we talked about before, what the medicines and all that. You ever heard of a company called Unitex? You might see them on the road. It's like orange and whatnot. Where they deliver medical employees like their scrubs and like the gloves, the medical supplies. Yeah, medical supplies. And I remember, I don't know if y'all brothers remember when, a couple ways back, to Zion when was still living here. We went into the DOT's website, and they have an instance where it says like if the trucks were to start running, what would be happening in that time? And what was the worst one that happened was the dumpster, the garbage trucks. Imagine garbage not being picked up. That means that garbage is full up. Garbage on the street. Nobody to pick up the garbage. Huh? Waste management. Yup. Imagine there's no one to manage the waste.
Which will bring more diseases.
Yup. And that's what they said too. The stuff, the garbage, the aromas and like all that shit. That shit will fuck with people's health. Parasites. Yeah.
And that will lead to all the rats from underground.
Oh, Yup. Especially think about the cities. Like the city, remember this, you know, in the urban area, the city is not the best way, because you know people litter. Cause we go to you go to the Edomite towns, you feel bad littering in them motherfuckers. Nothing, but you go to the hood, you go to the Jake area, it's like just potato chip bags and soda cans and bottles and liquor bottles and cakes and all that shit. That's why you see, if you ever notice when you walk, you see like a colony of ants. All that sugar and all that shit that's on the ground. People don't think about that stuff if that stuff is not taken care of, man. See, people think that this shit this kingdom is just established and it's functioning. No, there's an operation to it. That's why they call it operations. There's an operation to a kingdom and society, and the Lord right now is bringing the operation of America down. I got a water, but I'll take another one. Continue on.
2nd Ezra 6:23. And the trumpet shall give a sound. And the trumpet shall give a sound which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid.
And that's actually what, yeah, you wasn't here yet. That's actually what I titled the video. Read that part again.
And the trumpet shall give a sound which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid.
And that's what we're doing right now. We're blowing the trumpet. Lifting up a voice like a trumpet. Hey, and going back to the little knucklehead bitch that walked past here, she could be doing that out of fear. When people give a reaction, it's called a tactic, a fear tactic. But you can also be attacked when you're in fear. Because when you see that, it's like, oh, why they had to come to my city? That's a fearful. You're in fear, and you should be, because not remember, Eve lived deliciously with the serpent too. She was beguiled by the serpent, and she thought shit was sweet. But it's not sweet as what the devil said it would be like. It's not sweet. And now you have all that independent women, all that shit is getting thrown out the window. That's what you had to Roger B. Henson, Lil Wayne Bates about, we need our men.
I ain't even hear about that.
That was a little ways back.
Oh, okay.
Little ways back. She said it like at like a award show or like some shit like that. Some shit to that effect. Might have been like the Grammys or something, or one of them shits. But yeah, we need our men. But what Esau's goal was to divide the family, man. And that's actually part of the curses too. The wife with her evil eye towards her husband and vice versa. Your wife shall be a harlot in the streets. Your daughter shall be harlots in the streets. Men out here not being men. This shit is like, when you really step back and look at it, this shit is fucked. Israelites are fucked up out here, man. Because the way we are conducting ourselves now is totally adverse to, it's like as time went on, we just got worse and worse and worse. And this is the worst that we've ever been. And that's why this is the perfect time for the Lord to come back and destroy this place, man. Because how worse can we get than this? I mean, I went to the store the other day and a little transmission motherfucker was in there. And I've been seeing these motherfuckers more and more. And that's how the pride of the shit is like, because like now they're all comfortable to being out. Because Esau has made it to where they could be comfortable in wickedness. And that's what we read in 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter. The wickedness they profanely commit. Not knowing that you're doing something that's actually worthy of death. Continue.
I'm gonna read 23. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. And at that time,
I'll say shalom to the common people.
At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies.
Yeah. So friends shall fight against each other like enemies, man. Ain't gonna be all cool. And it's not gonna be because now all of a sudden we don't like each other. It's gonna be about survival. Yeah.
I might be cool with you, but hey, I know you playing. You got a lot of tall tissue and food in your crib in the basement.
Yep.
So now I'm gonna come.
Come your shit.
Yeah.
And said they should run into the house for lack of bread. That lack of bread is not talking about loaves of bread, like just bread you make sandwiches with. Bread, food, resources, water, all that good stuff that you need, necessities. Stuff that you need on a day-to-day basis. Those are the things that are being threatened right now with this whole trade war and shit with China and the other countries. Think about it, electricity from Canada. Let's say that Canada, you know what, let's cut off the electricity we supply to America. That's 3 states that's gonna be done up. New York one, Illinois one, and I forget the other one. Maybe it could be like 4 or 5. But I know for a fact there's three states that Canada provides electricity for. And it talks is, huh?
We get a lot of our lumber from Canada.
Yeah. Yup. Yeah, you got Trump talking about we're the highest supplier of lumber. You're not the highest supplier of shit. I don't know what numbers they be crunching or what they be getting, but America, they say that America, you're the largest importer. So you're the worst off. But that's how the nation were made rich, because they sell you everything, and that's why they come over here, because they buy and sell. It's not that complicated, man. It's not that complicated how to see that America is the daughter of Babylon compared to how it is described in the scriptures, man. All the nations are here. That's America. We go to all other kingdoms. All the nations didn't flock to that kingdom, but America made them rich. They were all able to get a substantial amount of wealth and prosperity in America if you're another nation and not an Israelite. Hell, you've got Israelites that prosper here. But at what expense, though? Think about that, though. the expense of how you got your fame and fortune. Go ahead.
Show that.
You want to show them?
Yeah, look at this.
You want to show it to the camera?
Yeah, break it down.
The person that came up with that song, I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It, a female, dead, just died at
Katy Perry?
66. That's who came up with it.
Oh, I thought it was Katy Perry's song.
Jill Sobule at
Oh.
66 years old.
Oh.
Maybe she was the right. Maybe she did the original, or she wrote the Katy Perry song.
Oh. I thought that was Katy Perry, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
Katy Perry
come. But either way, was that a white lady, I'm assuming?
Yeah. This song came out in 1995. I don't think Katy Perry was making music back then.
Yeah, nah, I think it was a dude.
Or remake?
Yeah.
Okay, come. So, see? And I'm pretty sure she probably got the V. That's always a factor now. Every time I think about that, because 66, that's old, but that's not that old. And she just died just suddenly, right? It just said she just croaked. There you go. Judgment. So you see what time we in, man. And the point being, what did she bring out? She brought a song where a girl kissed a girl. And what is that? And that's a sin worthy of death to the Lord.
She died in the fire.
Oh man. Even worse. Even worse. And what is our God? Yo, can we get that Hebrews real quick? Hold that Hebrews 12 and the last verse.
Woodbury, Minnesota.
Damn.
Wasn't you just talking about how Canada imports lumber, wood?
Yep.
Woodbury, Minnesota.
When,
you know where Minnesota is, close to Canada.
Yeah. Real north.
Yeah.
What? That's the 12th chapter, the last verse. Like 29, I think that. Hey. You got it? Hebrews 12. Even the Old Testament. Hebrews 12, 29.
Hebrews 12:29. For our God is a consuming fire.
All right. For our God is a consuming fire. A fire not started. Matter of fact, I don't know if brothers heard, they found another suspect in the wildfires that happened over there in, what's that, Ocean County, they said?
Oh, Cali?
No, Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ocean County, it was like, it was another kid, another teenager, I think. I think it was a teenager.
That's the one you put in the chat, right? Did you put the article in the chat?
Possibly, yeah. I think a couple brothers did, I believe. Because this is, like a week or two ago, maybe? And fairly, when that happened, it took a long time for them to contain the fire. And they said it destroyed a lot of businesses. Some businesses. And you notice that a lot of this stuff is happening in Edomite areas. Minnesota, I know Prince is from Minnesota, but I don't know a lot about Minnesota, but I know that it's a lot of Edomites in Minnesota. And if that bitch died in that fire in her crib or whatever.
Well, I don't know where.
Well, and you want to talk about fire? Hey, the Lord said he's coming with fire. And that's not even a nuclear fire, but the Lord just had her burn up just there. And just like that, you gone, just like that, burnt up. A memory. And your memory, and they said you remember for what? Making a song about a girl kissing a girl. But that was
Go back here.
yeah.
2 Ezra 6:24. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies.
Yep.
And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein.
Oh, Yo, Big Show. You go in your car, get my bottle? You go ahead, my bad, bro.
At that time shall At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run.
We in that time right now, man. Speaking of the springs and all that, because the fire, in Israel and Jerusalem, y'all heard about the wildfires, right? So they saying that's because of the drought. So the wildfires in Cali, I believe they said I think that was from a drought too. But a lot of that stuff is from the droughts and like how we ain't really getting a lot of rain. So the Lord's burning up Jerusalem. They had a Independence Day. They had to cancel that because of the wildfires. If y'all see anything that was on the roads, that people had to abandon their cars. abandon their cars. And we're talking about Jerusalem. But didn't the Lord say that when the Israelites got back to their land, that there should be no destruction? None shall make them afraid. Everything's gonna be unmovable. Huh? Yeah, exactly, like utopia. So what y'all running for fear for? And the Lord said, none shall make them afraid. Why would the Lord set an everlasting kingdom on fire? And we talking about in Jerusalem. In Jerusalem. Got the motherfuckers running. You see small heads running and shit. All that shit.
Hats flying off.
Yeah. Yeah, how wish I could you see the little broadcast. I don't know. It was some funny shit. I don't know if y'all remember in Home Alone 2, where the nigga Marv, when they was looking for Kevin and shit, and he ran into the park and it was like mad kids, and he was just tossing their hats and shit. Y'all remember that shit? He was just making it sound like what? That's gonna be how shot when getting y'all fucking rats. Fucking little curly five beards all on the ground and shit, connected to the face. The Lord gonna get busy, man. That's the thing that people don't understand. When we talk about the return of the Lord, when you talk about the return of who the world called Jesus, he's not coming back to be nice to most.
Verse 25. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation in the end of your world.
In the end of your world. Whose world we talk about? In the 9th verse it said, Esau's world. Esau's world. Boom. Boom, boom, literally. It's gonna be a boom.
Yeah, nice article.
Come on, bring it up.
All right, this is from BBC, by the way, so this is very reputable. They say Israel continues to battle raging wildfires. Israel's fire service says that more than 150 teams are continuing to battle what are said to be the worst wildfires in the country's history.
So, what they talk about since 1948 or?
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared a national emergency when several blazes broke out on Wednesday outside Jerusalem.
Several.
Several.
Oh, several. Okay, come on.
He said strong winds and dryness had created a deadly combination.
Dryness. But the Lord said, our land's going to be plentiful, not dry. Then they talk about in Israel, they got to get trees imported. That's crazy.
Land of milk and honey now.
Exactly. Like land of milk and honey, you got to get trees imported. And on top, let's not forget, on top of y'all at war right now. So the Lord just threw that little monkey wrench in y'all shit. Boom, here's some wildfires for you. And you can't just, a fire is not going to go out. Remember, it's a wildfire, so like this shit is like, you said 150 teams?
Yeah.
And remember, considering, it's not that big of a place. But for a wildfire to be taking up a lot of it, you in the midst of a wildfire, that shit look crazy. You know what's crazy if somebody got to abandon their car. Imagine if it's so bad you got to abandon your car. And we're in Jerusalem, you're in the land, you're in the Holy Land, you're supposed to be the holy people, but yet your Lord giving you wildfires? The Lord said we're going to have plenty of rain, we're going to have plenty of everything. We're going to have everything we need. And that means your dryness means you need rain, and you're not getting it. And that's one of the things that the Lord says, what? I'll cut off rain from them that don't come up to worship their Lord. He's going to stop rain from happening. Think about that. So now it's dry over there, and now wildfire started. You at war with the other nations. So that means what? That's the Lord having war with Amalek from generation to generation. And it ain't going to stop for you motherfuckers, man. He going to continue to pummel you. You just had, I put in a chat, I believe this is in America, two small hats got killed unalived. Just like that.
There's more on it though.
Oh, more article? Okay, come.
Yeah, nice little article. Several towns have been evacuated. However, main roads which were closed into the city have now been reopened to traffic. The Magen David Adam ambulance service has said it has treated 23 people, mostly for smoke inhalation and burns. This is the good part. Israel has requested international help, including, I'm gonna read that again. Israel has requested international help, including firefighting planes to help put out the remaining flames.
Oh, let me stop right there. Why are you calling international help and you're God's people? Where's your God? Why do you need, and you know they talk about America for the most part, or wherever the fuck, Europe. Why do you need help from internet? Why do you need help from man? The Lord said, I'm going to shine a light on my people Israel in the land of Israel. He said it's going to be everything good.
You help from the Goyim?
Yeah. Oh, word. You need help from Goyim? Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. Go ahead.
Most public celebrations celebrating the country's Independence Day have been canceled.
Yep. So that's go to the Lord showing that he's not in your feast days for sure. Independence Day. You sure are independent. You about to get independently this work, the full wrath from YAHAWASHI because you in his land. That's the thing about y'all devils. Y'all in the actual holy land. And why do you think the Lord did that? Matter of fact, somebody said it in the comments. They was like, yo, some God's people, huh? Wildfires. Cause they saying that that's karma. Cause you know that nobody really feeling y'all niggas right now. Remember, the Lord said that y'all should be greatly despised, and the least among the nations. And if y'all Amalekites, y'all the worst of Esau. Because they're not the world right now is not despising Russia like that. They're not despising the other European countries. It's just America is the small hats. The worst of them all. The worst pair. And that's why the Lord has them wild. Ironically, and summer just getting started. Matter of fact, it's not even technically summer yet. So what's gonna happen in a minute? And you know, the Iran, all of them, they just all watching. They watching everything crumble in America. They talk about the talks is getting nowhere. And Trump still talk about threatening to attack Iran. Matter of fact, can somebody get that Matthew 24 and 6, but in the NLT? Because this is going to get live. This is going to get live. People say, you want to see something? Show me something. The Lord about to show something. Got it?
Matthew 24, verse 6. You said NLT?
Yeah, NLT, come.
And you will hear of wars and threats of wars.
You will hear of wars and threats of wars. Russia threatening to do this. America threatening to do that. Israel threatening to do that. Iran threatening to do that. China threatening to do that. Everybody's threatening each other. And in the midst of all that, you already have wars happening. So that's the Lord. That's check. For your word is faithful and true. Go ahead.
But don't panic.
Uh-huh.
Yes, these things must take place.
So it has to happen. He said, yes, these things have to happen. Well, it must take place. So they're going to have to continue to go to war and be threatening of war, man. That's part of the prophecy, man. And that's YAHAWASHI speaking. That's what, and they don't bring out that in the churches. Why don't they bring out the book of Matthew in the churches besides the crucifixion? You go to the church, they don't talk about this. They don't talk about wars. They don't talk about rumors of wars. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about the grinding season. I went to the churches, man. Never did I hear about prophecies, man. And the prophecies have already been written, so they should have been talking about it if they claim to be men of the Lord. You don't hear Bishop T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, none of these niggas talk about no prophecy. Because they're what? They're not prophets. I got you, bro. They're not prophets. A prophet will prophesy. But go ahead.
Because, you know, what people would say was, the reason they don't bring up those details is because that's what that meant back then. That was for it was written back then, so that's what happened back then. But no, that's not true at all, man. So what about all the prophecies? Everything hasn't been fulfilled.
Everything hasn't
so
been
you
fulfilled.
telling me God had people write the Bible back then and it don't apply to now? Come on, that doesn't make any sense. But your ties do. Your ties apply to now. So that just shows you, man, these people in these churches, like churches is played out, man. If you're still in the church, I don't know what's up with you.
That's just something to do, man. You're really, it's a hangout, yo. When people go to church, they can't wait for after to go out to, because you know, some churches they go out to eat afterwards. It's get a free meal.
Or they go down to the basement, had a
oh yeah. When I went to the church, and it's funny, my mom had me go to church with a bunch of Edomites at the church at the time. It was they called it coffee hour, so they would have like whoever had assigned it, whatever they would bring. Now some people would bring like just regular like store bought shit like cakes and shit. Mm-hmm. Some people actually go all out, make sandwiches and shit like that. That was the best part for me. They bring the good stuff. You know, Edomites, they bring out all the good stuff. You know, like glazed donuts, you know, the coffee cakes, what's this shit? So, yo, all that shit, yo, Twinkies. Yo, that's my favorite part. But if we want to talk about what the pastor said in the sermon, I remember when I first seen the apostles, I was like, and I already like immediately heard like mad scriptures. You go to the church nowadays, you might hear 2 scriptures, if that. And they're going to drag the scripture into probably some other bullshit that they don't even mean.
Then they're gonna sing and dance.
Yeah, that's another part. Okay, get your hymns. Stand up for Jesus. Fuck out of here, man. When is standing up for Jesus got niggas, though? Seriously. When you really think about it, like, look what is... For this little bit of time, I've been in the truth and been with YAHAWASHI, I've seen the difference in my life. And brothers can attest, you've seen like how like life is like, you look at life different, you have a different perspective, a better perspective. You see things a little clearer, you're able to analyze certain things in a different way. You can't do that with Jesus. First of all, Jesus looks like a fucking rock star.
And
No, good.
and at the end of the day, you know, let's say church, you know, church on this side has made you, quote unquote, a better person. It's still not under YAHAWASHI.
Right.
So you might be, quote unquote, you know, better than you were before.
Yeah.
But if you're not under YAHAWASHI, it don't mean shit.
Word.
That's all that matters.
Different drug. It's kind of like you, that example you made me think of that northern tribe that be pop locking talking about Jesus Christ. So I was watching the video. He was dancing and shit, and he was doing the pop locking shit, right? Now, allegedly, if you can tell, like he's like an ex-gang member because you know he got the tats and all on his face. So like he might not be doing the same, like what you just said. Like he might not be doing the thing to where like he's like an actual like burden on society, but he himself is under a delusion of another idol, which is the same thing as being in a gang. To that nature, but you know, you may not be like in the criminal, like you know what I mean. Like you're not doing certain things to where like you're being a danger to society, as they would call it.
Yeah,
But-
I got, you know, I know people and got friends in the world who are quote unquote good people, like good dudes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they're really not because they're not under YAHAWASHI.
Word. And like you know, like to add on, since we're Israelites, you know, it's easy in the spirit of YAHAWASHI to be all things to all men. So like we'll be quote unquote cordial and we could be at peace. But like the brother said, it's with YAHAWASHI. You're not in YAHAWASHI. See, we're in the flesh and we're being men, we're being cordial, like it's respect. But at the end of the day, there's another hierarchy that we always gonna have a divide on, and that is YAHAWASHI. And that's gonna be bad for the people that's on the other side of that coin. Like we're for YAHAWASHI. You know, like people like, oh, you're pro YAHAWASHI, they're anti YAHAWASHI. So that means that they are in a sense of where like if they don't repent soon, they're gonna get destroyed too. And we're coming into that time. The time is not. The Lord said the day of the Lord is not. It is not. Well, go ahead. You was reading, right?
Yeah, it was 24:6, right?
What's that? Isaiah?
Yeah, the rumors of wars and no.
Oh no, Matthew. Yeah, you get to read that again. Read that again, and I have you read something too.
Matthew 24:6, and you will hear of wars and threats of wars, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately.
So we're not supposed to panic because at the end of the day, it's not like the nukes are just gonna come once they start. Cause look, every time we see something like, oh, they attacked. Remember last year, brother, we talked about when they attacked Iran, attacked them. We thought like, damn, that's it. But we like, damn, nah, cause they still got to burn the MOTB. That's actually. The MOTB is actually the one factor that's like, yo, once that comes into play, like Apostle Sar said, that once they bring that actually out, everything's gonna start moving quick, like real quick. But in lieu of the wildfire article, can you read that? Go to Jeremiah 31 and nah, he got it already. I think it's like 30 something, where it talks about. Right here, 34. I think 34, read 34.
Jeremiah 31 and 34, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord. For they shall all know me. From the least.
My bad. What 33 says?
But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. That's what you want?
I wanted that part, but read 34 again. Read the teacher's neighbor.
Verse 34. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord.
Now, those wildfires happening in Israel and Jerusalem that the brother brought out, that's another sign. But when you read that, the whole thing with the Orthodox small hats, the reason they don't go to war, they said, you know, the conscription thing, they said it's for their Torah studies. So my question would be, if y'all the people, read that again.
Verse 34, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor.
Strike one. So if those people over in Israel right now are the Israelites, why are they having Torah studies? The Lord said, I will put my law in your inward parts. And that's why you're not going, and you're going to war, but the Lord also said, when the Israelites got to the land of Israel, that the nation shall learn war no more. So that's a strike too right there. And those are heavy strikes. It said, no man shall teach his neighbor, because they shall all know me. Why are you having Torah studies? The Lord shall be in all of you already, if you are those people. There you go. What?
And every man his brother saying, know the Lord, for they shall all know me.
They shall all know me. They shall all know me. They don't need to study nothing. They ain't gonna need to teach nobody nothing. That's a part of the covenant. The Lord said, I'm gonna put my inward parts put my law in your inward parts, man. So basically what? He gonna have us ingrained, what's the word? Embedded in us.
Camera.
Oh shit. Oh, there it go right there. We better close out soon anyway. What time is it?
217.
Probably should be like 220.
220 is my dog.
Yeah, it's at the 20%, so you know, like if it continues, it's gonna go to the 10. So yeah, that's it. Ended off I'm not sure. What we think? Oh, matter of fact, somebody shit, it's 50. Yeah, I don't got my fucking phone. I have none trying to think. Hey, you ended off, bro, with your Manny Ramirez.
Y'all know the scripture?
I know it.
Romans 13:11. Yeah.
Mariano.
The closer.
It's not Manny? Oh, shit.
The same man.
Oh, shit.
All of them. They got the same name. Manny Ramirez. You got it? Or somebody got it? Romans 13:11. Yeah, because the days is short. We're wasting our time over here doing nothing. We're wasting our time over here just walking up and down the street, shopping, having a good old time. Doing what? What are you doing for your salvation? What are you doing to look out for yourself in the next life? See, we over here through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, we over here working on basically building our next life.
Yep.
Y'all are over here wasting your damn time. You got it? Read about
Romans 13:11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep.
You see all the destruction and all the chaos that's going out through this world. You see the MOTB on the brink. So you mean to tell me you know all that? You know the time. Even people in the world are saying that these are the last days. Hell, Onyx came out with a song like 1995 called Last Days.
That's my shit.
And that was in 95. You know this the last days. You know, it might have been 30 years ago when they dropped that song, but it's the last days. What are you doing to prepare yourself for the last days? Read on.
For now is our salvation nearer than For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
So now our salvation is closer than it was when that song came out, 95. Right? I wasn't even in the truth. None of us was. Right? That song came out, it went over everybody's head. Even their own, because they don't even...
That's the same year that song, The Lady Burned Up came out, you said, right? That was in 95, you said?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sticky fingers at the end of the video on top of a skyscraper talking about, think about taking my own life. I might as well. Except they might not sell weed in hell. Like, that's what you're thinking about your past, your next life? Your afterlife is, they not sell, and he already know he going, in his mind, there's a hell.
Right.
In his mind, he's going to hell, and they're not going to sell weed there. So don't you think you should repent and serve the Lord, so that the good things of life are available to you? Read on.
The night is far spent.
What is the night is far spent? The night means the darkness, the time of darkness. You are wasting your time in darkness. Yeah, right here is broad daylight, but the people are in darkness. This is pure darkness what people are living in, man. Not knowing who they are, not knowing, shit, even the nations don't know who the hell they are a lot of times. These damn nations, they got something for being, who they are. But they're in darkness as far as what their true nationality is and what their place is in the world. Read on.
Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness.
So let's get rid of that shit. Let's get rid of the works of darkness. Let's stop doing the wrong things. Let's stop doing the evil, the adultery, the pagan, all the evil shit, right? And do the right things, man. Do things that are going to get you blessed in the next life. Read on.
And let us put on the armor of light.
And put on the armor of light, which is Yahawah Bahashim Yahawashai. Bahashim Racha HaKwadash. The spirit of the Lord, man, the truth. Because I'm telling you, the latter end of what you're doing is nothing but darkness and destruction. Read on.
Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting or in drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying.
Not in none of those wicked things. Drunkenness, envying, strifing, wantonness, everything that come out, people want to buy it. Every new gadget, every new sneaker, everybody want to get the new version of it. Read on.
But put ye on the Lord Yahawashi.
But put ye on the Lord Yahawashi. That's what we putting on by coming out here and teaching the word of the Heavenly Father. Right? We serious about this. And y'all, those of y'all that are clowning around in this world, the Lord don't want you, man. The Lord doesn't want clowns and goofy ass people. Like, it's okay to throw out a little good joke here and there, make brothers laugh, but all y'all that's not serious about nothing, that don't serve the Lord seriously, the hell with y'all, man. Y'all gonna burn up with the rest of these people. Read on.
And make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof.
And make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Now, it's very important to read that whole part right there, because it's not just make provision for the flesh. Brushing your teeth is provision for the flesh. Washing your ass is provision for the flesh. Right? All that stuff. Going to work is provision for the flesh. But to fulfill the lust thereof. We not fulfilling our lusts. We up here teaching the word of the Heavenly Father, man, and we not going to stop till the Lord stop us. All right? But with that, we're going to say all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And salutations to you brothers throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth and righteousness and sincerity. And always commemorate and remember the sister who washed Yahawah's feet in the scriptures. Shalom.
Shalom.